Everybody, we are still in problem set 1.1. And we are in question 11. Okay, so the question refers, again, like all the questions from 10 to 14, it talks about the drawing that is in the figure that 1.4 that is in the next page, in page 9. Okay, so I will copy the cube for you and I'll make it in colors. So let's make it 10 centimeters. The arrow that goes, the vector that goes to the right, I will make, for example, in blue. Okay, I'm trying to make it a little more thicker, so that you can see the color. Okay, so this is the blue vector, and it's called J. And we have the, let's say, red vector that goes upward. We will call it, the book calls it K. So we will just copy what the book says. We will make it 8 centimeters. Okay, I'm just making it a little more thick so you can see the color, which one is blue, which one is red. Okay, and this is K. And we have also I. We will make it, let's say, 6 centimeters downward and 4 centimeters to the side, to the left. So it would be about here. And we will make it in green. Okay, so the green vector is called I. And now that we have all three, we can make the each one of them has his coordinates. Okay, I is 1, 0, 0. Or let's make it like we're used to in vectors. The book want to save space, and to get us used to vectors lying down temporarily, but it's actually a column vector. Okay, so I'm writing it 1, 0, 0. Oh, and we should not forget that it's a vector, so I'm making an arrow. Okay, in the book it's in bold. Here I can't make bold, so I'm making an arrow above the vector. Also here J is also, it's a vector. The vector J is 0, 1, 0. Okay, and the vector K is a vector, and it's 0, 0, 1. Okay, so now let's make the other lines. Okay, which would be, or maybe we will show that this corner here is 0, 0, 0, okay? This is the origin. And okay, so now we have these four corners: 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, okay, which is I, 1, 0, 0, and we have 0, 1, 0, which is J, and we have K, which is 0, 0, 1. Okay, these are the four corners that are given to us. They are asking in the book, what are the other four corners? Okay, so let's see what are the other four corners. They are, how do we get to them? For example, we go along I and then along K, okay, to out of the page towards us and then upwards, or upwards and then towards us, okay, out of the page. So it's one of them, it's I plus K, or K plus I. Another would be to the right and then upwards, or upwards and then to the right. So it's K plus J, or J plus K. Another one would be I plus, okay, I towards us, out of the page, and then rightward. So I plus J. Okay, it's like walking this way and then walking to here. So I plus J, or J plus I, it's the same. We get to the same place. And these are these three corners, and another corner here would be I plus J plus K, okay? So it would be the sum of them. So let's write it down. What are the other four corners? The other four corners are the sums. Okay, it's like vector sums, the summations. Okay, so what do I mean? I plus J I'm sorry, I didn't show that I is a vector, so I as a vector plus J, which means the green plus the blue, which would get us here as I showed. How much is it? It's 1, 0, 0 plus, okay, the green one, I, plus 0, 1, 0, the blue one. How much is it? Let's make it in dark green, let's say. I don't know if it's different enough. Maybe I'll make it in light green. And it would be 1, okay, because it's the first component is 1 plus 0. Okay, it's the first component plus the first component, so it's 1. 1 plus 0 is 1. The second component plus the second component is 0 plus 1 is 1. And the third component, 0 plus 0 is 0. Okay, so this is the one of the corners, which is this corner in the picture. Okay, if I'm making a line from here and here, okay, so it's I plus j is here. I plus j. And it's a vector. It's I plus j is a vector. It's this vector. 1, 1, 0 equals 1, 1, 0. Okay. And in the same way, we will get the other vectors, the other corners. For example, I plus k I is a vector again, plus k which is a vector as well, equals I, which is 1, 0, 0, plus k, which is 0, 0, 1. Okay, 0, 0, 1 is k. So the green vector plus the red vector gives us, let's make it in orange, the first component plus the first component is 1 plus 0 gives us 1. The second component plus the second component, 0 plus 0 gives us 0. And the third component plus the third component gives us the third component. So 0 plus 1 gives us 1. So that would be going along the green and then along the red. Okay, the green and the red, the green and the red gives us the orange. So I'm sorry I don't have accurate colors, like it should have been brown, but I don't have it, so I don't have brown pen, so I'm sorry. Okay, so it's here, and here I made a mistake. Let me erase it 1 second. Okay, so the orange point is I plus k, which is a vector which equals 0, 1, 0, 0, I'm sorry, 1, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1. Okay, this is I plus k. 1, 0, 1. Okay, so we found two corners by now. The light green corner I plus j, the orange corner I plus k. Let's do the third corner. It would be the blue plus the red, so let's make it in purple. Okay, so it's here, and it would be j, the blue one, plus k, the red one, j plus k. It's a vector that equals the first component would be 0 plus 0, so it's 0. The second component would be 0 plus 1, which is 1. The third component would be 1 plus 0, which is 1. Okay, so it's 0, 1, 1. Okay, 0 forward or backward. Okay, we're not going towards us and not far away from us. We're not going along the I. Then we are going to the right. J is to the right. And then we are going upwards because K is the third component. It's K is to upward, so it's here. Okay, and the last corner is the corner of, okay, here. It's towards us, and then right, and then upwards, or in another order. You can do many ways to it. For example, upwards, and then to the right, and then towards us. Okay, you always end up here. So let's show it in another color. Let's say don't have many colors left. Let's make it in dark red. I hope you can see it. We will do 8 centimeters upward. Okay, so it's here. I'm sorry, it's very similar to the other red. Maybe it's identical, but I tried. I have only two reds. It's from other companies. This is a Uniball and this is a Pilot. And I don't have so many colors. I need to buy more colors. Okay, so forgive me that it looks the same and not a unique color. And here is the corner that we're looking for. It's here. And it's I plus j plus k. Okay? So I plus j plus k. It's a vector and its coordinates, this vector's coordinates are 1, 1, 1. Okay? Because we add all the primary vectors in these questions, I plus j plus k, and each one contributes one component. Okay, for example, the first component would be contributed by I because j has 0 and k has 0 in the first component, and I gives 1. And the second component would be contributed by j because I doesn't contribute, it's 0, in the second component and also k is 0 in the third component, then the third component would be also 1 because k contributes the 1 and I gives 0 in the third component and j gives 0. So I plus j plus k gives us 1, 1, 1. Okay? So there we didn't need the painting, the drawing, but we could have done it with only the vectors. Okay, can you see? We just added vectors. Okay, let's see what else they ask of us. Find the coordinates of the center point of the cube. Okay, so for the center point, we are going along. We need to go, okay, to the center of the cube. The center of the cube is halfway to here, okay, towards us. Not all the way, because then we'll be in the corner. And we don't want to be in any corner, so we need to be halfway between these corners. And also, in terms of height, also halfway, not all the way up and not all the way down, but halfway. So, and also to the right, not all the way to the right, not in this corner, not all the way to the left in that corner, just halfway in between. So it will be half, half, half. Okay? So let me write it down. Let me draw it first. Okay, so we will draw it, let's say let's make it in a new page. Okay, so this page got really crowded. This is J. And this, it's question 11 continued. Okay. And we have the J vector, we have the I vector, trying to make it in the same colors. And we have the K. Sorry, I will just close the window so there will be no noise. Okay. So 8 centimeters upwards. And this is K. Okay, so I, J, and K. And now we want the middle point. So we said we want to go halfway along this, and halfway along this. So half I plus half J plus half K. Let's do it. This one is, of course we will do it algebraically. I'm just trying to draw it in a more convincing way. I'm not doing it by the ruler. Okay, it's just to emphasize to you about where it turns out. It's not the way we calculate it. We don't need the drawing at all. The drawing is just for making it more clear. We're not doing this the way I'm doing it. I'm just drawing so it won't be really terrible drawing. I'm trying to make it a better drawing, that's all. Okay, the drawing is extra. So let's say here, so this is if I equals 0 1 I'm sorry 1 0 0, so this half I equals half 0 and 0. Okay, the first component is half and it's this point. Okay, can you see? Half and 0 and 0. In the second component, j, the normal j is 0 1 0, and we want to get half of j, and half of j and so here I didn't write that I is a vector. Half of j, it's half times j, okay, 0.5 or half times j. Okay, so equals 0, 1 half, and 0. 0, half, and 0. Okay, so let's show where it is. And half of k, I'm reminding you, it says in the book that it's 0 0 1. So half of k equals 0 0 and 1 half. Each component is multiplied by the scalar that we chose to multiply the vector with. So this is a scalar, this is a vector, we multiply them together, so each component of the vector is multiplied by the scalar. So 0 times half is 0, 0 times half is 0, 1 times half is half, so 0 0 half. Okay, so we want to make it up to here. Okay, this is one vector, and up to here, I'm sorry, and to the right to here, and upwards to here. Okay, so it's here half, and here half, and here half. Where will this bring us? This is approximately 5 centimeters. This is 4 centimeters. Okay, so it's here. This point, let's make it in purple. Okay, this is half I plus j plus k, okay, which is, because it's half I plus half j plus half k. Okay, so if we get the that corner, which was the sum of them all, so it's half of that. Okay, it's like half I plus half j plus half k, like this one. I'm sorry, this one plus this one plus this one. How much it is? It's half, half, half. Okay, let's write it down. Half, half, half. Okay, this point, this vector, if you want, because it's going from the origin. Okay, if this is the origin, and this vector, if we draw it here, okay, now it's in 3 dimensions. Okay, so this vector that I'm drawing now, this is half I plus j plus k, which is half, half, half. Okay, and let's see what else they ask. The center point, the center points of the 6 faces. Okay, let's go back to here. The center points of the 6 faces, like we calculated half of this I plus j plus k, and we got to the middle point of the whole cube. So the second point, the middle point of each face is also half of the vector that goes there. For example, if we take this face, okay, the green and red, this one that is made up from I and k and I and minus I and minus k, okay, this face. So it would be half of I plus k, taking this and cutting it by half. So it's half and 0 and half. Okay, so let's write it down. Let's make it middle of faces and we take, for example, the orange face, the I plus k face. Let's make it a table. Okay, so this is the face, the vectors that make the face, and this is the middle point. Okay, or the vectors that make the center, or the center point, or the middle point. Okay, so if we have the orange point, I'm sorry, the orange face, which was I plus k, then the middle point would be half times I plus k. Because I plus k equals 1, 0, 1. So half of it would be half of 1, 0, and 1. It would be half, 0, and half. Okay? Here it says half, 0, and half. Okay, and in the same way, we can make it to all the faces. Let's take another face. The face of I plus j is 1, 1, and 0. The light green. Okay, you see this face. The bottom face, let's call it, I and j, and the face that they make, the bottom side of the cube, I plus j. Let's see the coordinates, 1, 1, and 0. Okay, so 1, 1, and 0. Half of it would be half, half, and 0. Okay, each component gets multiplied by the half. 1, 1, 0 turns to half, half, and 0. Okay, let's take another one. The purple one, j plus k. Okay, this one, j and k, the one that is far away from us. J and k. This face, the purple face, the coordinates are 0, 1, and 1. So half of that, half times j plus k equals 0, half, and half. Okay, 0, half, and half. And the last one, I don't have much room, but oh, I'm sorry, it's not the last one. We have 6 faces to the cube, so we have 3 more. Okay, we did already 3. We calculated 3, and we need 3 more. So let's make another table in another page. This is question 11 continued. And like another dot because it's continued. Okay, and middle of faces, face and middle. Okay, so we already did the orange one, the light green one, and the purple one. Now we need the top, we need the right one, and we need the one close to us. Okay, so what will they be? They would be um, the middle of, you see that opposite of every face that we calculated. For example, let's take the bottom one. Okay, let's take I and J. Okay, what we called light green face, I and J. If we take the middle, it's about here. Okay, and we go upwards, this is the bottom face. If we go to the upper face, the top face, then right opposite to this center, there is the center of the top face. Okay, opposite of the, right in front of the, if we take a dice that we play with, okay, if we flip it, then we have the opposite face. So this, the bottom face and the top face are the opposite faces. So the center of the bottom is opposite in space to the top face. Okay, so to the center of the top face. So it's exactly going to the center of the bottom face and up along K to here. If it's about, this is the center, let's say. Okay, need to make it in another. If this is the center, okay, of the bottom face, then this would be the center of the top face. Okay, can you see? So it's going to this point that we found out. We found out here that it's I plus j, the middle of this face is half, half, and 0, and adding a whole k, going upwards along k. Okay, going from here, from this star, this distance, k, upwards, it's like going to the opposite side of the cube. Okay, so I'm writing it down, half I plus j. Let's call it by name first. So it's let's call it opposite I plus j. Opposite I plus j. Okay, this face. So the middle of it would be half of I plus j plus k. Okay, half of I plus j, all this. We don't need the parentheses because we have multiplication is anyway going first in the order of operations, but still, plus, I'm sorry, plus k. Okay, so half of I plus j plus a whole k, which means half I plus half j plus 1k, a whole k. How much is it? How much is I plus j? I mean half of I plus j, it's half, half, and 0. So it would be, and k, I'm reminding you, is 1, 1, I'm sorry, 0, 0, and 1. Okay, so if we had 0, 0, and 1, it would be half, half, and 1. Okay? Half, half, and 1. Maybe I should have made the k in the same color that I used to do it, in red. So forgive me. So I'll erase this k and I'm just drawing it in red. So it will remind you the red k that we talked about before, because it is the red k that we talked about before. Okay? So this should have been another color, yet another color, but I don't have another color. Okay, so it's half, half, and 1. This is the middle of the opposite face to the one that we made in light green, which was, we called it I plus j. So opposite of it, there is half of I plus j, I'm sorry, there is I plus j going upwards towards k, and the center of I plus j plus a whole k gives us the center of the opposite face. Let's make the opposites of the other ones. Let's take the opposite of the face that is close to us. Let's say the one that we called I plus k. Okay? I'm sorry, not I plus k, but I'm sorry. It's not the face that is close to us, it's the face that is far away from us. It's j and k. Okay, so j and k gives us the face that is far away from us, and the opposite of it is the face that is close to us. Okay, this one. Okay, so let's write it down. So j plus k, the one that is far away from us, the purple one, j plus k. And opposite of it, this is the face that we are looking for its center. The center of j plus k was 0. Okay, the center of j plus k, the face j plus k, the face that is far away from us, was half of that face, was the center was 0, half, and half. And now we want to add, to go towards us. So we add the whole I. We add the green vector. So we take this place, this half of j plus k, and we add the whole I. And how much do we get? Half of j plus k, this was 0, half, and half. And if we add a whole I, which give us the first component to be 1, and doesn't affect the second and the third component, so it would be 1, half, and half. Okay? Let's make it in purple. just to be consistent. 1, half, and half. Okay, this is half j plus k plus I. I is also a vector. It's not I equals that, I just wanted it to be below what I already did. So you'll see the parallel. Okay, so I mean that you'll see that this is similar to this is similar to this is similar to this. Okay, and the last one, okay, can you see the pattern? The pattern is that we take each one of these, and wherever there is 0, we add the whole 1. Okay, if here is a 0, we put 1. If this is a 0, we put 1. If this is a 0, we put 1. Let's make the last one, the orange one. It is the side, the face in the left side. Okay, the orange one, which we called I plus k, and now we want to go along j and get to the opposite center here, to this face, and to the center of this face, to the right face, the center of it. So it's I plus k, half of that, so it's the center, plus a whole j, going all the way to the right. And we made it in orange. So the orange color, I plus k, opposite, half I plus k plus a whole j equals I'm making it here because I don't have much room. This would be half and 1, and I'm sorry, half and 1 and half, okay, because it was half and 0 and half. The I plus k was half and 0 and half, and now it's all the way to the right, and j is all the way to the right. It's 1 here in the second component, so it gives us here 1. Okay, so half and 1 and half. Half and 1 and half. Okay, this is this component, this vector, the middle of the opposite face of I plus k, the center point. Okay, so that was question 11. So thank you, goodbye.